So do you want to get into an official prediction here for this series, Lepore?
Ooh, I didn't know we were going to go there. Ooh.
You want to do that? Do you want to...
That's a tough call. I'll do it. Let's do it. You go first, though.
Okay,
you brought it up.
You
got to go first. You brought it up.
Okay.
Some time here.
I am so tempted, Lepore. I am so tempted to take Vegas in 4.
Of course you are.
I really am, because I think, things have been going great for Montreal and everyone's on their bandwagon and everyone thinks that, it's sunshine and rainbows and this, the stars are aligning and it's meant to be, and Carey Price is back.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a rude awakening for the Montreal Canadiens. And if they lose game 1, this team is absolutely fucked, in my opinion, because they lose game 1. And again, this is a Vegas team that has been unbelievable at home, especially they're 4-0 in their last 4 playoff games at home. I mentioned the underlying numbers, how dominant they've been just from a scoring chance perspective and a shot attempts perspective. I mean, they are just all over you on home ice. So I'm going to give the Habs 1 game in this series. I don't care if this ages poorly. Come attack me in the comments. I don't give a shit. I got Vegas in 5.
Okay.
And that's it. I mean, I've gone over my, most of my thoughts on this series already. I just think they're a better all-around team. You look at the goaltending matchup, Marc-Andre Fleury, he can stand toe-to-toe with Carey Price.
Yeah.
I love Vegas's decor. I just think they're just a better, well-rounded team. And people forget, like, you go look, a lot of people view Vegas as this team, Lepore, that is just like very strong defensively and has great goaltending and isn't very good offensively. But you go look at the stats, the regular season stats, which a lot of people just forget. Okay, Vegas finished 3rd in the league in goals per game. They were the 3rd best offense in the NHL this season. And in terms of goals against per game, we're number 1 in the NHL.
Yeah, their defensive numbers were like hilarious. Like you quickly look at goals against when you look at the standings, and they'd be like 20, 30 goals lower than everyone else. It was incredible.
Oh, it's crazy. So this team all around is just really, really good. And yeah, I have Vegas in 5. So what are your thoughts on that, Lepore?
Just quickly, so you said they were 3rd in the league in goals scored per game.
So I'll just give you. So Colorado was number 1.
Okay.
Pittsburgh was number 2, and Vegas was number 3. They scored 3.39 goals per game in the regular season.
My follow-up question to that is, who is their highest scorer?
Their highest score in the regular season, I believe it was Stone. Let me just double check.
Yeah, he was like over a point a game. So
yeah,
I was gonna say
Stone had 61 points in 55 games, and then Pacioretty was 2nd. He had 51 points in 48 games.
Okay, so so they had one guy over a point a game, and then to be 3rd in the league, like that's crazy, man. Like that's balance. Like that's something to get enough attention. Actually, now that you mention it, but going into prediction mode, Montreal Canadiens, Vegas Knights. We made a video earlier in the season, and the title of the video, and it got lots of traction, it was called "The Montreal Canadiens Are Annoying." And I think a lot of people clicked on that because they wanted to watch and throw shit at 2 Leafs fans just chirping the Montreal Canadiens. But it was actually a very complimentary video, because we do have a lot of positives to say about the Montreal Canadiens. We really do. So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to say Montreal is very annoying in this series. Get a few more bounces that go their way. And again, reflecting on things that have gone their way earlier in the playoffs and historically for the Montreal Canadiens, there I said it. So I'm going to say the Knights in 6. I'm going to say Montreal is able to get 2 games. Maybe Price steals 1, and then 1 where it goes off 4 people, because that seems to happen in Montreal historically in the National Hockey League. Challenge me on that. We'll start our own podcast on things that have gone the way of the Montreal Canadiens' fortunes. But yeah, I'll say Knights in 6. They end it at the Centre Bell. There you go.
All right. No, Lepore, I like that prediction, because, I've been guilty of underestimating the Habs all season and in the playoffs. I picked against them in round 1, picked against them in round 2. So, And I've been hearing it. I've been hearing it on every social media platform. People call me an idiot, this and that. But listen, I stand by my opinions. I back it up with evidence. And if you want to ignore the objective evidence that, we lay out on the table most of the time, that's on you. Honestly, if you want to ignore facts and stats and actual things that are happening, and you just want to say Montreal's built for the playoffs and, everything's on our side. It's all the stars are aligned. Like, it doesn't work like that. Okay. At the end of the day, when you have to face Vegas and then a potential, matchup against the Lightning in the next round, now we're really going to see what
we're getting crazy. Yeah, we're getting crazy now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it should be an awesome Final Four. Whether it ends, quickly or whether it goes a distance, it's gonna be very exciting either way. So we cannot wait for Vegas and Montreal. Lepore, is there anything else you wanted to mention about the Habs or that series, or did you want to move on to our next topic?
Before we move on, what's the over-under on how many times the Suzuki Pacioretty trade gets brought up over the next week to 10 days?
Oh my God, they're gonna talk about that.
It worked out for both teams, I think. I mean, so nice.
We're gonna hear about that, and we're gonna hear about Price versus Fleury.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just gonna be like the same two narratives, just drilled.
And you're so gonna hear, and like I hate like the team stuff that people use to talk about individuals. Because I think, and I'll say it, I think Marc-Andre Fleury is one of the most overrated goalies of all time. And it's not to say he's not good. It's just these comparisons he gets. What was it? They did like the team of like the 2010s. And like he was the starting goalie. I'm like, over Carey Price and Lundqvist. Like, where are we? And like people like act like, and he's got excellent career numbers. So people have him like as this like slam dunk Hall of Famer. This was his first time getting nominated for a Vezina this year.
Is this actually his first Vezina
It's his
nomination?
first time. If I remember correct, I'm fairly certain this is his first one.
Oh my
So it's like
goodness.
you've never been in the top 3, and like how can you be a slam dunk Hall of Fame? Or people put like, and people list his cups. Oh, he's won 3 cups. Well, 2 of them he was the backup. It's like that thing, right? Like I just think, I don't know, and he's liked. I like the guy. He's always got a smile on his face. So one narrative that'll so be taken if the Knights beat Montreal is like Fleury beat Price, which will be ridiculous because it's a team sport. But that'll be a gross one too on the opposite side that I'm not looking forward to.
And Lepore, you're right. I'm just looking at it right now. This is Fleury's first ever Vezina nomination.
There you go.
Never been a top 3 finalist for the Vezina in his career, which is pretty crazy to think about. But no, I agree with you in terms of Fleury. Like, just in terms of like goalies of the decade, we won't get into this in detail, but Lundqvist, Carey Price, I definitely have those guys above.
Even like Ryan Miller at his best. I mean, a little before it was like he was so good. Like like Vasilevsky now. Like guys, like
even like Bobrovsky. I know now he's a disaster with that contract and everything. He won 2 Vezinas. Yeah, he was really good too. So yeah, and even Fleury, like people forget last year, like he lost his job to Robin Leonard
exactly
in the playoffs. Like, Peter
the Penguins got rid of him. They exposed him in the draft.
Exactly.
Like, imagine the Canadiens exposed Price, or like the Rangers would have exposed Lundqvist. Like, no, guys. That's where I was rolling my eyes at the whole Fleury narrative. People forget too. Remember like that like midpoint of his career with Pittsburgh, how bad he was?
Oh, he had like some brutal years.
Awful.
Man.
Like he single-handedly lost him that series against Philadelphia, where like everything was going in, like every shot was going in.
Oh, it was crazy.
He was a terrible rebound.
Games were like 7-5, like 6-4. It was wild. Brutal. Yeah, I remember that series. No, and you know what? Like Fleury's having a really good season.
Yeah, for sure.
And like credit to him, like great numbers this year, 928 save percentage. Even looking at his playoff, what's he at in the playoffs? He has a 923 save percentage in the playoffs. So he's been great. But yeah, when you go and you look kind of throughout his career, like let's not get carried away saying that he should be like in the same tier as guys like,
my God,
like you mentioned, just in this generation, like Carey Price and Henrik Lundqvist, right?
Yeah. It's sad in all sports, but how like people associate winning with individual success. It's just how it goes. And he's had that. So I don't know, like, playoff wins, that's a team stat. Like the goalie's really important, but you have to be in the right circumstances. And so if we remove Fleury from wherever he was and insert Carey Price, those teams lose games now. like that's always like my take. Like, okay, they get worse if you insert Lundqvist or Price. Like, come on, guys. Like Marc-Andre Fleury, whatever.
Yeah, just completely ridiculous.
And he cost us a gold medal. Remember in the World Juniors, we all remember.
That's right.
That.
Yeah, when he shot it off, I forgot which
was it. Was it on Patrick O'Sullivan, or was he like?
You know what? I think it was.
Yeah, I think he brings that up. He used to be on NHL radio. He used to bring it up all the time. Oh, he's like the guy in the photo with his arms in the air. Like whether he was just like the guy beside the net, or wait, did it go off a Canada player?
Yeah,
or
I'm pretty sure
an American
player. Canadian player and into.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah, I think I actually think it was Patrick O'Sullivan. I could be wrong, but maybe it was a defenseman. I can't remember exactly.
And because that goal was so bad, there was another terrible 5-hole goal he also let in that game that gets forgotten about because of the winning goal. But anyways.
And now watch, Lepore, because the Montreal Canadiens are the Montreal Canadiens, Marc-Andre Fleury is going to allow like 6 goals a game in this series.
Yeah, this is where everything will even out for me.
And they're going to have to go to Robin Lehner. Oh, God. Can you imagine? That would be the most Habs thing ever. Marc-Andre Fleury just like out of nowhere doing a 180 and becoming just a complete train wreck in this series.
Or if Vegas somehow wins and then wins a Stanley Cup, Marc-Andre Fleury will win his 3rd Stanley Cup as a backup. So that's got to be a record. But that'll go on his plaque at the Hockey Hall of Fame. 4 Stanley Cups, but they won't put in brackets that 3 of them were as a backup.
Oh, God.
Anyways, we should get Marc-Andre Fleury on the show.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Great teeth.
All right, man. Should we you want to move on to the next series?
Yeah, we'll touch on that. Why not?